Hi, I'm Phil. I'm the minister here at Turramurra Uniting Church. We are certainly living in uncertain times, and the implications and restrictions that's come with the COVID-19 virus is changing the way that we live. Our Prime Minister this morning has placed a number of restrictions on the way that we gather as a community, and here at Turramurra Uniting Church, it's also changing the way that we are thinking about doing church, and I wanted to give you an update on some of our responses that we have made to this crisis. Firstly, I want to say that we love our seniors here at Turramurra Uniting Church, and it concerns us that they are the age group that are most affected by this virus. And so for their safety, we have made the hard decision to immediately put all seniors gatherings on hold for the time being. This includes our Wednesday Senior Centre, all Tuck and Friends activities, and the Sunday 10:45 traditional worship service. We know that this will mean that our seniors will have less opportunities to get together and to socialise, and so we are ramping up our pastoral care initiatives so that everyone continues to feel connected and supported and loved. We are also exploring creative ways of getting out maybe a worship DV to our seniors so they can still enjoy Sunday worship in a different way. In terms of our other two services, this Sunday, the 22nd of March, we are hoping that our 9 a.m. and 6:30 p.m. worship service will still be on. However, we are understanding that things may change between now and Sunday, and we will update you if that is the case. But we are hoping that they will both run as normal. However, due to the COVID-19 issues around food preparation, we won't be serving morning tea and dinner. So if you're self-isolating or unable to come, we remind you that both those services will be live streamed on our Facebook page, and so we encourage you to connect with us in that way. However, from the 29th of March, our plan is not to physically gather at the church for worship, but rather to do church differently. We'll be encouraging people to gather into smaller groups, maybe in people's homes or with your family or even by yourself, and to connect with us through worship, but online. While our live stream we think is great, we believe that worship is more than just watching a television. And so we want our online worship experience to be an interactive experience that best emulates the worship gatherings that we know and love, and best helps you to feel part of this community. So our plan is to use a thing called Zoom, which is an online communication software tool, to allow this to happen. As you can imagine, the way that worship will look like and the way that it will flow will be very different to what we're used to, but it will still include music and hopefully singing. It will include a time of teaching, but maybe with some added discussion elements to allow people to interact and engage. We'll have interactive prayers that allow people to pray with each other, and even a dedicated online time for kids with kids teaching and activities. The worship teams and musicians have a bit over a week to work out how this will work, and we're very open to your thoughts and ideas in this. And of course, we will keep you informed every step of the way. In terms of our Friday night activities, we've decided not to run Bugs or Tarazone or Square One this Friday night. But instead, the leaders of these groups will get together to work out a new model of how we might be able to do Friday nights, which maintains that connection and teaching and fun, but not meeting together as a large group at the church. So the leaders are already coming up with some great ideas of how this might work. So this Friday night, the groups will not meet, but they will meet on the 27th of March in a new creative format, and I invite you to stay tuned for details of what that might mean. In terms of the other groups of activities, such as Bible study groups, meetings, these are small groups under the size of 10 or 15, and so we're leaving it up to each group to decide whether they'll continue to meet face-to-face or whether they'd like to meet online or whatever. So just check with the leaders of those groups if you want to know what's happening. I know this is a lot of news and hard to get our head around, and you might wonder why things have changed, but well, our world has changed, and these are unprecedented times that we need to adapt to. We believe that the decisions that Church Council has made is the prudent and responsible and loving response in these times. We have not taken these decisions lightly, but we have done it prayerfully. We want to play our part in slowing down the spread of this virus so that our medical facilities can cope and that more people can be saved. We believe that this is a way that we can love our neighbour. So I want to affirm that our God is bigger than any difficulty we are facing at the moment. And as we learnt about in last Sunday's sermons, if our hearts are troubled, we can trust in God. We can trust in Jesus to be with us and help us and guide us. So I'll be giving more details on how you best can engage with this new way of doing church over the next week. I'll update you if things change. And particularly this Sunday's sermon will be focused on that as well. Our church is in a good position, and with God's help, we will get through this. If you have any questions, shoot me an email or comment in the comment section below. We invite you to keep connecting to us through reading the weekly email that I send out, or through checking our resources on our website, or through our social media pages. Lastly, I encourage you to pray. Pray for each other, pray for our church, pray for our community and nation at this time. May God continue to be with us, uphold us, and sustain us in all things.